Hello, welcome to my channel. My name is Paige and this is Life on Earth. Today I am going to be doing a reading for the collective and or whoever needs to hear this message. So before we jump into the tarot to take a real closer look into the past, present, and future, I have some oracle cards here to see what Spirit is highlighting for you at this time. This is a new oracle deck that I got. The Jungian Archetypes Oracle. I hope I'm pronouncing that right. For the overall energy, we have 17, the Destroyer. Before we look into the guidebook to see what it has to say, the Destroyer has rage written on his head, and his eyes seem to be going into different directions, trying to go into the same direction at the same time. It seems like there are obstacles falling all around him, but he is pushing through them to be beyond it, holding his head, while the other arm does something unknown. And these obstacles that he's pushing through are umbrellas. It's almost as if the Destroyer is forcing his way through the things that keep us safe from the rain to try and make a new way. Let's see what the book has to say, and then we'll get into the tarot, okay? Okay. The Destroyer. It penetrates the center of the eyeball, the thorn, inside the white, robust forehead, enters the neck that brings air to the heart of uncertain motions. It penetrates, and there it stops. Pain grows between the viscera and the bones. From the feet close to the earth to the head, the celestial seat of fire. It empties, devours, and mauls. The empty body accepts. The empty body is reborn in pain. The pain that melts metal like embers in the blacksmith's hands sings, molds, and renews. When surrendered to fate, the soul loses reason and purpose, and the roofs are torn off. So the ship without sail and without seamstresses proceeds uncertainly between the opposing waves, and Atlas, weary from fatigue, drops the prodigious bulk of the world. There lives the Destroyer, the deity with the fiery head and the gaze of embers, to God to whom more than any other responds metamorphosis, who confounds the world's laces and awakens, who breathes new life into the motionless machine of the body. He who destroys strips the body that yearns for heaven of its weight and useless things. The earth melts and descends. The clear soul rises, mindful of pain, friend of death. Accepting the end is the way to rebirth. Accepting the end is the way to rebirth. There was a tarot reading that I did for you guys earlier that I didn't post because I felt there could be something more real. And I think we have it here. In the reading that I did, there was a big message about avoiding a death and a transformation. Let's get into the tarot. Okay, guys, so I'm going to shuffle these cards. The borderless weight tarot deck, which is my favorite because they're like mini sized and they fit on my small desk. I'm going to lay out 33 cards. The spread is a look into the past, present, and future that I came up with inspired by other spreads. And I'll be right with you. Okay, guys, let's get into this. So laying out the cards, got a few messages about something, but let's just start from the beginning. What is happening in the present and what is to be aware of? In the present moment, it seems as though you are kind of dismantling a little bit when it comes to your dedication and devotion to the detail of the work that you were putting into something. It seems that this is a result of a karmic aspect. Justice has been served in some kind of aspect of your life, and it has brought in new communication styles, new ways of going about movement in your life. And I think this is really overriding your ability to focus. Even though it is a blessing, there needs to be a balance. What happened in the past that is influencing the present right now, I'm sorry. It seems like in the recent past, and this could go way back as well, there was... Now, we have the King of Swords, the Moon, and the Star all in reverse. So I'm seeing that there's like, in the past, there's some kind of avoidance that is influencing this avoidance in the present. You could be justified in all sorts of ways. There could be karmic relief coming in all different, areas of your life, but you're still not putting the work in the areas that need to be worked at due to you feeling like, oh, you have like some relief in this area, so that gives me validation to not do this X, Y, and Z. It seems like you're avoiding doing some inner work, some work on your emotions, some work on your thoughts and new perspectives. And you're just kind of letting some things live in delusional land because you have a relief in another area. Now, this is not to sound judgmental because I totally understand that from like a psychological level. Like, if you're suffering and you have some relief in one area of your life, it takes a certain amount of effort to balance that out. And if the balance is not coming easy and the energy is not coming easy, I totally get how that could leave you to be like feeling askew. The lesson here and what you need more of. The lesson here is that there's someone in your life who you are perceiving in a different way than you ever have, and you may have kept them on a pedestal, and keeping them on a pedestal may have given you more movement, more freedom, more ability to explore options of life, but this has been taking from you. This perspective on this person that you have held so highly has turned upside down at this point and is really aiding to this part of your subconscious or your emotions or your perspectives, your heart, mind, your body, and soul, that is really, it's getting to a point where if there was some kind of trauma in the childhood, or not even just trauma, just some kind of idea that you had really held on to and believed in, your perspective on this person and all of their unique capabilities and it turning upside down is really affecting you, which I understand what it's like to be connected to someone and feel a certain way, but to let them and the idea of them turn you upside down is not fair to you. What is the challenge here, and what do you need less of? The challenge here, okay, we have the Queen of Cups next to the Lovers. So the challenge here is to take what you have experienced and witnessed when it comes to divine love, when it comes to some kind of magical experience that you have felt a connection with in another person. The challenge is to feel that without them. It's to fill up your own cup and take this as something that is a gift, and it's not meant to tear you down or confuse you. If you've experienced some kind of love with another person and synchronicities and magic, and I mean, I could go on and on about it, really, I could. But like, for it to hold you back and make you confused about everything in your life, you're just tearing yourself down. So the thing is, like, the challenge here is like to be able to build yourself up while still accepting, acknowledging, and being appreciative of the magic that you have seen in a divine counterpart, possibly. I myself don't know at this point whether or not twin flames are a thing because of how very confusing it is. But I can tell you that the universe, God, the angels, the interdimensional beings that are looking out for you truly have your back in all of these ways, and these things were meant to happen. They weren't happening. They're not happening by an accident. So, appreciate them. What is the possible future here, and how can you prepare for it? As the energy reads, Spirit is telling me the possible future here is if you keep going down this kind of misplaced, energetic, confusion. I don't even know how to explain it. Your confidence is going to dwindle just as much as you perceive the person is in this connection to be. I don't know if I'm saying that right, but we have the Queen of Wands in reverse and the King of Wands in reverse. So it's like, the possible future here is like you're not going to be ready to have this justice, to be treated fairly, to enter this this energetic gateway and initiation if you don't start putting the right amount of attention on yourself where it's supposed to be. you need to focus on if this the Lovers here with Archangel Michael overseeing them in the garden, if this is affecting this, the Queen of Wands and the King of Wands in reverse, with all their unique styles and their creative endeavors and all that, if that's making it so painful, there is something that you're doing wrong. Because that's not how it's supposed to be. And if it's supposed to be that way right now, which it is because it's happening, you need to gain something from it. Spirit is just telling me to like stop saying that you need to. You're not, you just, I'm just right there with you. So it's a little bit conflicting. All right. What is the overall energy of love right now in your life? We have pain and suffering, not feeling like you are good enough, like you are left out in the cold. And it is due to some restriction, some low vibrational energies, possibly manipulation, some dark energies. And it is making it almost impossible for new ideas of communication to come in. It is making it almost impossible for anything to enter because you have yourself in a prison right now. You see these people are suffering, they have broken legs, they're out in the cold, but if they would only recognize that they can knock on this church window, they would probably be just fine because there's light inside, you see. But as far as you and the person that's on your mind and the connection goes, where you are at in this connection, you are in avoidance, it's like you like were fighting so hard just to keep your sanity, and it's like at this point like you almost like are energetically doing the opposite, whether or not you like realize it. It's like you were defending yourself and you were really like, you believed in something and then you stopped. Because there's like news coming in about abundance and financial security and independence, and it's like you won't even like give it the time. You're not only like too focused on her to recognize the new, but it's like so much more convoluted than that. As far as where they are in the connection, they are almost mirroring you in the fact that they can't see abundance in the way that like it's like how did I get here? How did I get from point A to B? How can I be happy with what I've done? But they are still stable. They're like managing to be the stronger one in this connection, if you want to consider it like that. But they are not open to love. They are not secure in love. And if you want to see yourself as divine counterparts, then it might make sense as to why this person is not really secure in their emotional factors, because you know what I mean? All right. So, what is the deeper meaning here and what to focus on? My mom is making popcorn, so please give me a moment. Thank you. Okay, so we're at the deeper meaning and what to focus on. You know, the deeper meaning here is that when news and love, or what you consider to be news and love, comes your way, there's not always going to be a victory if you keep holding yourself hostage with your thoughts and your perspectives. It's like you could be feeling like you're so open to this like idea of love that the universe is presenting you with, but like if your thoughts are not in alignment with your heart and your soul and like things aren't going authentically, like it's going to prevent anything from, even if like this person you are not meant to be, it would make so much more sense in the end, you know what I mean, if you were just giving yourself more patience and more love. What you don't see coming here is that like you are going to be content with the relationships in your life and the love that you create and that you make, but like it has to come from a place of truly experiencing the sorrow and pain of not having what you want. It has to come from a place of truly focusing on not just what hurts you, but like the fact that there is something on the other side of it. What is the likely outcome here, and what should you consider? The likely outcome here is you are going to be moving from choppy waters to calm waters. You are going to be moving away from the things that are no longer serving your highest good, and you are going to be taking only a few people with you. You are going to be taking only certain perspectives and ideas with you to this new land that you are discovering, whether it's literally you're moving or figuratively moving away from, you know, these things that have kept you prisoner to yourself. And there are going to be decisions that you are going to be weighing out, and it's going to have a lot to do with your new security in your own spirituality. You're going to regain the respect that you had for your mentors, and you are going to have a brand new respect for yourself as a spiritual being. So I love that for you. For us, you know. Okay, guys, I hope that this message helped you in some way, and I will see you soon. Bye.